sometimes the worst and like the toughest point of your life forces you somehow to get to your dream life. It's like rock bottom, and all of a sudden you up there. And I do not mean that suffering is good. And I do not think that you need to be romanticizing your pain. But I do think that there is something incredibly powerful about what misery can force you to see. Because when you are forcing something that's extremely horrible, it feels like you are being pointed out at things like you never seen before, even though these things were in front of you all the time, but you did not look at them the same way that you are looking at them when that misery happened. Because sometimes you do not change when you are comfortable. You change when staying the same finally hurts more than the changing. Comfort keep you stuck for like years. And this is like the craziest, and like it's really dangerous sometimes. No, it's actually dangerous all the time. Imagine someone who hates their job, okay? This person hate their job. He hate them. Okay, let's say they hate them. Let's do not point it out, okay? They wake up every day exhausted and complaining all the time. And deep down, they know that they want something else. They want something different. They are passionate about something else, but somehow they think that this is the only path that they have to follow to be successful, or like basically create a living. But the salary is okay. The routine is familiar, and leaving feels scary, obviously, because he doesn't know what's going to happen next. They don't know what's going to happen next, pardon. So they tell themselves, I will figure it out next year. And the next year comes, and they think to themselves again, but the pain isn't powerful enough. Because the pain, if the pain is actually powerful, it will force a new decision. That's the strange thing about being unhappy but comfortable. You can tolerate it for like a long time. You can tolerate it for like an incredibly long time. You can spend like 5 years living a life you wouldn't choose today, simply because it was never uncomfortable enough to make you leave. Sometimes misery becomes useful because it removes your ability to keep pretending that you are okay with something you are not actually okay with. Because pain is always an information. Pain always gives us information. We often like think about pain as like this horrible feeling that we need to get like rid of it as quickly as possible. And I know it hurts, I know, but it's actually just an information. Think about it. If you keep feeling exhausted every time you enter a specific environment, that's an information. If like the same type of relationships keeps on hurting you, that's an information. If you cannot tolerate a specific people, that's an information. The pain necessarily did not tell you exactly what to do. No, he did not tell you what to do. The pain did not tell you what happens and how you actually fix it. But like the pain tells you you need to pay more attention to this part. I believe this is what pain tells us. We need to pay more attention to this part because it hurts for a reason. Sometimes you don't know what you need until you lose what you had. This happens all the time, especially in like relationship and like breakups. You lose someone and suddenly realize and think to yourself, I've built so much of my identity around this person. And you notice that you stop doing things you loved. Maybe your social life becomes internally centered around them. Maybe you didn't realize how afraid you were of being alone. That breakup did not necessarily create these problems. It revealed them. It revealed them. It can hurt deeply, but I know it's normal, but it can also give you like a beautiful opportunity you didn't have before when they were like in your life. And that opportunity is to build a life that actually belongs to you. You're not going to feel like a different type of way if someone enter your life or like get out of it. You're going to be fine either way. So you're going to work on what you lack in now so you can never feel these feelings again. Or even if they come back, they're like not strong as before. Misery can destroy and like an identity that was never yours. You think that that's you, but that's not actually you at all. Sometimes we are not miserable like because our life is objectively terrible. We are miserable because we are living according to an identity we didn't actually have. That identity is not us. You become the successful one, the responsible one, the attractive one, the perfect daughter or like the perfect son. And everyone loves the version of you, but you are exhausted, really exhausted from maintaining it. And then something happens. You're supposed to be the perfect one and the attractive one and the responsible one and all of that. But you fail, you lose something, a plan didn't work out, a business failed, you got rejected, and it feels horrible. But underneath all that pain, you got like a question: who am I if I'm no longer trying to be this person? Because you lose it, and now you are not as perfect as you were before. So it reveals something to you, and sometimes that question is the beginning of becoming yourself. Sometimes terrible things are simply terrible. Yes, they are terrible, but you still decide what do you do with them. You still can decide what will happen next. And I believe that the best part about pain is that pain makes you stop negotiating with yourself, because at some point you become so sick of hearing your own excuses. Like, can you imagine it? You got so sick of hearing your own excuses. Like you are so sick of it. You keep thinking, I will start tomorrow, or I'll leave it later, or like I will do it next year or something. And then one day you realize that you were the one that keeping yourself all that time here. That realization really hurts, but it's also so empowering. Like, because if you played a role in creating your current life, you can start creating a different one. Think about misery as like a mirror, not like a meaningless punishment. It's not about why this is happening to me. I don't deserve it. I deserve so much better. It's about, I wasn't willing to see this thing before. Maybe you learned that you need that boundary in that situation. Maybe you realize that what type of life you actually want to chase and what actually fulfill you. Maybe you were depending on someone way too much. That misery shows you something you needed. And this is why I don't think you need to fear every difficult season. Do not underestimate what can happen when you stop wasting the pain. Sometimes the worst chapter does not improve your life because the suffering itself was magical. It improves your life because you finally become unwilling to keep living the way you were living before. You are so sick of it. So it feels like you got the courage to change your life now. The life you desperately escape is exactly what finally gives you the courage to create a better one, a more amazing one, a life that actually fulfills you. Thanks for watching.